Welcome to Ask Todd. My name is Todd Malloy. I'm a relationship, intimacy, and sex therapist with over 30 years of experience working with individuals and couples and families to achieve a life worth celebrating and helping them achieve goals relationally, professionally, and personally. And this is my offering to you that you can continue to be a part and join this journey with us, that you can also share in a life worth celebrating. So without further ado, this week's question comes from Whitney C. from Birmingham, Alabama. She's 42 years old, married 23 years, and she has two sons. She says, or the question is, what are my thoughts, what are your thoughts on mental health for men in a relationship? Well, I think mental health, taking care of one's mental health, mental wellness is of primary concern. Because again, as there's a biblical adage of, as a man thinketh, so is he. So when you're emotionally stressed, when you're challenged and you suffer in silence, like many men do, it can tend to foster and fester a jaded lens as you see life, and can indirectly impact relationships, how you relate with your partner, how you relate with your kids, how you interact and relate to yourself and your own inner peace and your own peace of mind and stability. I think it's very important in life to have a regular therapist, like you go to a doctor. You should go to the doctor once, twice a year. You go to the dentist twice a year. You should also periodically check in with a mental health therapist just to do checks and balances. All of us go through life and we're impacted, and none of us go unscarred, undamaged, unimpacted in an adverse way. However, just because we're impacted, it's by going to get professional help and with an unbiased person. Sometimes I recognize we may not want to do this for varying reasons or just a level of uncomfort, fear of the unknown. However, going to seek professional mental health counseling is important because, again, it's an unbiased person. It's a person that has skills, tools, and techniques that will be specifically orchestrated for your growth and development, as opposed to talking to someone that may have a biased agenda, that has an affinity for you, not your partner, or whatever the case may be, or not being able to separate their own personal trials to be able to be adequately facilitate you. Seeking professional help facilitates creating a safe environment for you to grow and thrive, and a safe place for you to be very transparent and vulnerable, really address your stresses, your pressures, your disappointments, your hurts, your pains, your shames. So in turn, as you reconcile with that as an individual, now it's easy to talk to your partner about these things, about sharing the truth of who you are, understanding what your core wants, needs, and desires are, so you can more adequately teach your partner how to care for you and have successful relationships. I recognize in our society, men are supposed to be rough and tough, and men are said not to have emotions. There's no such thing. We're all human. We all have emotions. However, are we allowing the impact to propel us to where we want to be and achieve goals? Or are we suffering in silence where we're suppressing them and it's causing us to stumble and not have a quality of life that we would enjoy? So again, I encourage men, and again, me being male, as a therapist, I typically tell my clients I'm asexual. I'm a resource. However, in reality, I am a guy. I've been through decades of therapy to work through my own baggage, my own family of origin issues that have impacted relationships that I've been in. And I've benefited personally, I've benefited relationally in regards to taking ownership for my own baggage, being aware of it. Hey, nobody's perfect. We're all a work in progress. But when you can take ownership for your baggage and not project it on another partner, that allows the relationship to be better. When you can introduce what your baggage and your challenges are with your partner and solicit them being a part of help and support, and allowing a mental wellness and emotional wellness that will sustain emotional security and safety between the two of you, so that again facilitating a relationship that can stand the test of time. So I encourage men specifically, and I encourage everyone, but men specifically, hey, stop suffering in silence. There are transitions and changes in life, and unless we actually speak and share what those challenges are, We will be suffering. We will have jaded lives. We'll have stunted lives. And all of the investments that you're making in your family, in yourself to aesthetically look good will be for naught, because the truth of your experience will be far less than what you present. Again, a life worth celebrating starts within. Peace, joy starts within. That means taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. Mental health is serious. And these days and times, with the stresses of the pandemic, you have more and more people committing suicide, suffering, and part of suffering in silence is a part of those reasons. It's not necessary. Forget what society says that you can't talk, and it challenges your masculinity by asking for help, for seeking understanding, seeking wisdom. No, not to do those things. It's doing you and the ones you love a disservice. Value yourself, value your partners, value your relationships to take care of yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually, that you can be your greatest self and live a life worth celebrating. I hope this answers your question. I hope, gentlemen, that you've been challenged by what you've heard today. And for those others that are listening and those that are listening, I would like you to like this video, fill in the comment at the bottom with any questions that you might have or any feedback on this particular episode. I'd also like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and make it a point to press the notification bell, such that as new content is put out on a weekly basis, you'll be able to stay connected and share in this ride to living a life worth celebrating. I thank you so very much for taking the time and your attention. Bye for now. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.